All right, chat, and we're back. Oh yeah, this is hi. Yeah, I'm wearing it like I promised. Oof, my eyes do not like this. My eyes are not enjoying this. Claire wants to see her work.
Really bad. Bad. No, I mean like you don't look bad. I mean like I put it on really bad.
Oh my god, it feels so weird. Yeah.
You.
Thanks. I feel like I'm wearing a costume or something when I don't
It's
use
not
it.
even that much. Like you honestly, it just matches your sweatshirt.
Does it?
Yeah.
I can't even really
It's
see
more
it on
so
the
the
screen.
lipstick.
Oh, you look so pretty. Thank you, Lily. Yeah, so that's, yeah.
That's what I said.
So I'm doing what I promised I would do. You picked some good colors for you. Yeah,
I
well,
agree.
she's a little theater kid. So.
Like well, it's kind of brown. Okay.
You now have a lipstick press.
Hey. Pay for that.
Okay. Love you, Pelican. So yeah, we did the first day of this makeup month. Makeup month. That's what we should call it, makeup. A month where I have to wear makeup for very many reasons. But more important than that, we have our Monday morning, even though it's the afternoon, tier list to do. And we are going to do it of our favorite Straw Hat crew. We're going to be ranking which Straw Hats of the 10 our favorite. Boss H2O, thank you for subscribing for 35 months in a row at tier 1. Thank you so much for dropping by and for sticking with it so long. Thank you. It means a lot. But anyways, guys, we will be doing our tier list, and it is going to be over. Why are my lips so red? It's lipstick. That's why. I'm wearing lipstick. Yo, Zoro better be S. You'll see. But anyways, we're going to go over them, and we're going to go over from last to join to first to join. So Monkey D Luffy will be the last one we go over, and Jimbei will be the first one we go over. Nani? Yeah, I'm wearing a lipstick because it was a whole challenge I did last month while playing Escape Room on stream. If I didn't finish an escape room by the time they give you, and if I failed 5 of them, I would wear eyeshadow, and then if I failed 5 more, it was going to be lipstick, and then the next one was going to be, I was going to wear foundation, and then the next one I would wear actual makeup. But we only failed 2, so I only have to wear lipstick and eyeshadow. I haven't gone for so long. Did anyone miss me, be honest? I missed you, Crimson. It's good to see you again. Jimbei S for sakana, which is fish in Japanese. Oh. But anyways, yes, let's start this tier list. And first thing I'm going to let you know is there's not a single Straw Hat that will be F tier. They won't even go as below as C tier. All of them are are instant B tier, I meant to say. They're all instant B tier for me. They're all amazing characters. They are all above average. And there's only probably one I would put in B tier. And that's not because this character is bad. But we'll go over that first. Let's talk about Jimbei, the newest recruit of the Straw Hats. The new mental focus of the Straw Hats, the helmsman, first son of the sea, Jimbei, with his 438 million berry bounty. And I like him a lot. I think Jimbei is cool. I'm really glad they have a fishman on their team now. He was so cool in the Fishman Island arc. He was great in the Paramount War arc. And he's now shown up, spoilers for anime only watchers. But he is now officially with the Straw Hats in their in the Wano arc, and he was really helping out a lot during the the Whole Cake Island arc, and he was great in all those arcs. The thing is, he is so new, and we have gotten him in such sparse amounts. Like, we haven't had a full adventure where he's in the crew from the beginning and he leaves with the crew at the end. We haven't gotten that yet. We're not going to get that until the next arc, and the next arc is going to be really close to the end of the series from the way Oda is laying the story out. And because he still doesn't fully feel like a part of the crew, like, we've only even gotten one art piece with all the crew members and Jimbei, that I kind of have to put Jimbei in the B tier. I love Jimbei. I think he's cool. There's nothing wrong with him. It's just, he hasn't, I don't feel as attached to him as I do with all the other crew members. That's it. It's not that he's bad. It's just, I need a full arc with Jimbei first. That's what I need. And we haven't gotten it yet. My prediction: Chopper is B tier. You take that back. Chopper is best boy. Yuki's sad because Jinbei didn't get to be S tier for the memes. And like I said, I do love Jinbei. I think he's a great character. I just he still feels like there might be a moment where he just gets pulled away from us for no reason. I watched like 15 episodes of the show and didn't like it. Wow, that's sad. I loved every episode of the show. Let me move these down so it's easier for me to get to them. All right, the next one, the second to last member to join the crew so far is Soul King Brook. I love Brook, okay? If anybody knows anything about One Piece, Brook is my favorite character in One Piece, okay? He is a pun machine. I love puns. He is literally a talking skeleton. He is a musician who is really good at sword fighting and uses not just his soul powers to be able to fight, but he uses his music to fight as well. And he is a great joke character besides his puns because he looks like the scary demonic skeleton, but he is a coward. He is just as much a coward as Usopp, Nami, and Chopper, and it is hilarious. I love it. He just fit for me. I've loved him since the moment we met him. I'm putting him in S tier. I love Brook so much. And the other thing is Brook is like the character who just does things so nonchalantly, and then he's like, oh, yeah, I did the thing you asked. And they're like, wait, how did you do that? Like in the Whole Cake Island arc, when they need to get the printing of the red poneglyph, they're like, Brook, you need to do it. And then they make it look like Brook didn't do it. And then he just opens up his head and he's like, here, I got them. And he's just like super nonchalant. He's not even like, no, guys, I totally did. He's just like, oh, by the way, here you go. What you asked for. And they're like, what is this? And they look at it and they're like, wait, you got it? He's like, yeah, I was told to get it. So of course I got it. So it's just great. Why is this not? Bring it down just a smidge. Just a smidge more. Good enough. So yeah, Brook for me goes in S tier because he is the Soul King and he's bone to be wild. You saw No Way Home the other day. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. Brook, the character I low-key crush on because he's such a dork and he can sing and play piano. Well, he can play all the instruments from what we see. The next member of the crew who joined is Cyborg Frankie, who's super awesome. I love Frankie. He was such a great character because when that series first started, nobody except for Oda knew that Frankie was going to become a Straw Hat member. In fact, if you reread or rewatch that series, he is played out like the villain. And Water 7 is my favorite arc in One Piece so far. All right, there are other arcs I really, really, really enjoy, but in my opinion, Water 7 is my favorite saga, and Enies Lobby is my favorite arc. I love that whole thing. It has mystery, it has romance, it has action, it has adventure, it has perfect comedy. The only thing it's missing is Brook. And that's because Brook showed up in the next arc right after. But the other reason I love it is because you get to see every Straw Hat up to that point, and Frankie because he's not a Straw Hat yet. But you get to see all of them just going at their fullest, at their hardest against all the enemies around them, except for maybe Robin. She doesn't really get to because for a lot of the time she's just like handcuffed. But other than that, I love that arc. It is so great, and Frankie was such a great addition to the crew by the end of it. He was so fun and awesome. And he just goes A tier. I love Frankie. He's a great he's a great shipwright for them. Without him, they wouldn't have the Thousand Sunny, and they wouldn't have cool things like the awesome robot, which is General Frankie. So thank you for him. Frankie is the dead of the group. No one can change my mind on that. Oh, the dad of the group. He's kind of he's more like the uncle. Next we get Devil Child, Nico Robin. Nico Robin is a beautiful character. My only problem with her is that she doesn't get enough focus in the show for a lot of it, except for she recently got her first one-on-one in a long time, which is great. Her and I really like her character. But the problem is Oda doesn't want to focus too much on her, because the more he focuses on her, the more she has to tell us about secrets in the world that he is not ready to reveal yet. And I get it, I understand. It just makes me want more Robin. And I love Robin. She's great. She's just so underutilized, in my opinion. I think she could be used a whole bunch, but I love her. She's awesome. She goes in the S tier right next to Brooke, because I feel like her and Brooke have kind of the same energy, where they just love being around the Straw Hats. That's how I feel about the two of them. They're just like, I love being around the Straw Hats. And they both have experienced major, like everybody in this group has experienced major loss, but they've experienced the most because they've seen their whole friends and family die. Everyone they knew died for one reason or another. Most of them, they've gone through like 1 or 2 really sad deaths, maybe a few more in some people's cases. But theirs was theirs was like everybody. Like there's that scene in, spoilers for anime only watchers, but there's a scene in the manga where they're seeing hallucinations of people they loved at one point, and both of them are just like, if only it was true. And it's like, what? How come you don't believe me? It's like, I've seen everyone I care about the most has died so many times already. I would never fall for the fact that they have come back. I love that. It was such a great moment of the two of them. I know so many people who ship them. I don't ship them. I just think they have the same energy. Like they're just like really good friends. I mean, everybody on the Straw Hat crew is friends. I don't ship anybody on the crew, honestly. Not with each other. I don't understand. I'm not into the whole culture of shipping characters unless there's like obvious implications that they could be shipped. The only characters that I can think of that I ship in my head are Sanji and Pudding. And that's it. Not even Boa Hancock and Luffy. Because Luffy does not, that's not his thing. He doesn't want to be in a relationship. So I don't even ship them. I mean, I kind of do because for Boa's sake. But I 100% ship Sanji and Pudding. And that's it. I don't really ship anybody else. Nico and Luffy? What? No, that doesn't make any sense. But anyways, besides not making sense, we gotta go on the next one. The best boy, Cotton Candy Lover Chopper, I meant to say. He's our cute little reindeer boy with his cute little blue nose, and he's truly a monster. I love Chopper. Chopper's great. He's got some great comedy. He's got some great actions of like a little kid joining a pirate crew, because he is still kind of a child. Joining a pirate crew and growing and becoming such a great doctor and learning to accept who he is instead of always hating himself, like what happened to him as a reindeer and then as a reindeer human. It was his is really such a sad, I mean, they're all sad backstories. There's no such thing as a happy backstory for any of these characters, but they're happy in spite of their backstories, and that's what makes them so great and so admirable. That they're like, yes, we've gone through sad stuff, but we will be happy and make sure other people don't go through the same stuff that we went through. And Chopper is the cute boy, and that's why he goes in the A tier. I love him. He doesn't always do it for me though in every story. He doesn't do enough sometimes. He's a lot like Nami and Robin, where he's kind of forgotten a lot by Oda. It's like, I can't have him do too much because then it makes him look like he's on the same level as these characters, and he's mostly a doctor, and the doctor character isn't the front of the action. But he is such a cute boy. So I give him the A tier. The A tier treatment. All right, the next one we get is our one, the only, the best chef in the world, Blackleg Vinsmoke Sanji. And okay, I'll be honest. When I first started watching the series when I was a little kid, I liked Sanji because of how he added to the crew as a chef and as another person who was on the same level as Zoro and Luffy, making the monster trio. I've always liked Sanji. I've never, excuse me, I never minded his comedy of, like, he's just in love with every woman he sees. He's the nosebleeder. I've never minded that. I've always actually understood it. It was very much a part of his character. But then when we got to Whole Cake Island and we saw his backstory and we learned who he is and how great he is, and that whole arc was just an amazing uplift for Sanji. Because before, Sanji would have just been one of the characters that I like him. But after that arc, I kind of fell in love with Sanji's character. I love everything about Sanji's character. He is determined, he is caring, he thinks about others before himself. We already knew all this, but it just was amplified to this whole new level. And we just saw how terrible his father was to him and how terrible his older brothers were to him and his younger brother. And it's not even that they wanted to be terrible. They just have no emotions. So they just, that's the only thing they enjoy, is being terrible to people. And I just, Sanji goes, for me, he's so great. He goes in the S tier. He's great. He is such a great character. And I know there's Sanji haters out there, usually Zoro fanboys who are just stupid. And I'm not saying all Zoro fanboys are like that. I'm saying there are Zoro fanboys who are stupid and just hate on Sanji because they're like, oh, Zoro hates Sanji, so we hate Sanji. And it's like, get over yourself, guys. Sanji is a great character. And honestly, there's a YouTuber who talked about probably why Sanji is so hard for some people, because every character has like a bit of different things that make them special. Like Chopper is what is like, if he was like a cocktail, it'd be 2 parts comedy, 1 part story, and 1 part action, right? Or half a part action even. He's not usually the main focus of the action. Usopp would be like 3 parts comedy, 1 part action. Nami would be 1 part story, 1 part action, 1 part story, 2 parts action, 1 part comedy a little bit. Maybe even half a part of comedy. Zoro would be 3 parts action, 1 part comedy. Like right? Sanji is just a perfect blend of the 4. He's action, comedy, story, and character, just perfectly balanced. And the only other character on the crew who's like that is Luffy. So I can see why it's hard to get into him. But I love him. To be fair, Zoro hates pretty much everyone. Nah, Zoro doesn't really hate that many people. The only person he really dislikes is Sanji. And it's not that he dislikes him. It's that they're kind of both... They have different personalities. Zoro has this main goal. He has this drive to him that he wants to be the best swordsman in the world. Sanji doesn't have that drive. He's already an amazing chef. He's already probably the best chef in the world. He didn't have to grow that much in that level. Even during the 2-year time skip, his cooking isn't the thing that grew. It was his new fighting abilities more than anything. And Sanji's dream is really to find the All Blue, but it's not his drive, really. I mean, it is and it isn't. You know what I mean? And it bugs Zoro that there's this character who's just this really openly emotional and very kind of just very like, I love lady, I do anything for ladies. His personality just rubs Zoro the wrong way. So it's not that he hates Sanji, it's just that he rubs him the wrong way. And then because Zoro always yells at Sanji, it rubs Sanji the wrong way. And they're just very different. They're different sides of a battery, positive and negative. But when it comes down to it, they both care about each other and their crew more than anyone else, even if they won't admit it. Sanji admits it way more than Zoro does, because he's actually called him Zoro a few times, whereas Zoro has never referred to Sanji as Sanji. He's only ever referred to him as stupid cook, or curly eyebrow cook, or lady lover cook, or something like that. But Sanji goes in the S tier to make things short. Next, we get the one, the only, God Usopp! The #1 liar of the crew, the sniper, the inventor. We get Usopp, God Usopp. And God Usopp, I love God Usopp. He's such a great character. He's like almost all comedy and then just a bit of action. You would think he'd be my favorite, but Brook just kind of beats him out. I love what Usopp is for the crew. He is the character, he is the weakest link. He is the bottom of the ring. But he lifts the crew up by being at the bottom. Without him, there are so many things that would not have happened with the crew. They would not have freed Robin, and they would not have escaped Enies Lobby if he wasn't Sogeking. And he hadn't shot the keys to Frankie to get her out of the handcuffs. He's the one who burns the flag. Even though he's told to by Luffy, he still does it. He's the one who knocks out Sugar at Dressrosa. Twice, by the way. First time by accident, second time on purpose. He is the part of the crew that he's the feet of the crew. Without him to stand on, to hold them up, he wouldn't be there. the crew would not be the crew without Usopp, and I would never, ever, ever want to get rid of him. And I love him. He goes in that wonderful spot of the A tier along with Chopper and Cyborg Frankie. He is the friend of the crew. What I find so funny is I look up a bunch of quizzes about One Piece. Guy would be my man. Goes Sanji or Shanks every dang time. Hold up, are you one of those people who actually thinks that Uso and Sogeking are the same person? Oh, you're right. They're best friends. Sogeking is from Sniper Island. And where is Sniper Island? Why, it's in your heart, of course. But anyways, we get to the next one. We get Black Cat Nami. Or is it I think it's Cat Burglar Nami, that's her name. And Nami is such a great character. She's the navigator. For a while, she was the brains of the group. Without them, they would have died a long time ago, let's be honest. She is wonderful, amazing. She has so much in her that I love. But a lot of her character stuff is very subtle, and if you don't notice it most of the time, it kind of just goes by you. Like how she forgave Jimbei for everything that happened to her life. It does go into it, but you kind of forget about it because it was in the background out of all the other shit that was going on in Fishman Island arc. Nami is great. Like I said, she was the first brains of the group, and then Robin joined, and she was the second brains. And every time we have a moment with Nami as front and center, like when, we haven't gotten that many recently, but all the way back in Arlong Park, that's where the story for a lot of people picks up. For me, it's Baratier. Baratier is where the story, that's where it kicks off. But for some people, it is Arlong Park, and it makes so much sense. For the longest time, Claire's favorite arc was Arlong Park because it was just so beautiful and so tragic. And it's also one of the few times where the anime actually improved upon the manga in a very small way. And what that way is right after Nami asks Luffy in that really tearful moment, please help me, and Luffy gives her the straw hat, which she doesn't let anybody else hold up until that moment or wear. And he says, of course I will. Right after that moment, you see Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp in this cool scene where they're just walking down a road like, we're gonna beat up some fishmen. Just this cool action scene. And that scene was not in the manga. It was only in the anime, and it is one of the few, very, 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 very few times where the anime actually improved upon the manga. And that scene was in Arlong Park, and it is so beautiful. That was Claire's favorite scene for a really long time. And of course, I'm gonna put Nami with her good friends Chopper, Usopp, and Frankie in the A tier. Next, we get the greatest swordsman in the world, or soon to be, the now, spoiler for anime only watchers, king of the underworld. We get the pirate hunter Rorano Zoro. And Zoro is the backbone of the crew. He is never referred to as such, but we all know him as the first mate of the Straw Hats. And as many people have stated, Luffy leads from the front, while Zoro leads from the back. Every time there is an important emotional decision about a crew member that has to be made, or about something that the crew has to do, Zoro is the one to come up with it and get the other people to follow the lead of what he knows is best for the crew. Like when Usopp left because he fought with Luffy, spoilers if you haven't seen Water 7, but that was 10 years ago. So if you haven't seen it yet, that's on you. When Usopp left and he wanted to come back and everybody's like, let's just invite him back, Zoro was the one who said, no, he needs to apologize first and then we can let him back. And Sanji, being the good friend he is, who also understands, said, I agree. Usopp has to apologize first. And he was the one who gave them the backbone of steel. But just like the good friend he is and the person who wants Usopp back, him and Luffy, when they both first when Usopp was saying, hey guys, let me back, come on, I know you missed me, they both pretended they didn't hear him until he said, I'm sorry. Once he said he was sorry, that's when they suddenly could hear him, because it was the first thing he said. And that's why Zoro deserves the S tier treatment, along with Brook, Robin, and Sanji. He is the first mate, pirate hunter, the backbone of the crew who leads from the back, Pirate Hunter Murano Zoro. Nothing happened. I mean, nothing happened though. Nothing happened, guys. Nothing happened. I don't know why you're talking about it. Nothing happened. God. And finally, we get our friend, the best boy, the best friend to everyone in the world who is not an idiot or not an evil bad guy or, you know, just an antagonist. Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy, Straw Hat, soon to be King of the Pirates, with a 1,500,000,000 berry bounty on his head, which I'm pretty sure will go up at the end of the Wano arc. Monkey D. Luffy, our friend, always taking a picture where he's smiling, because he is just that happy little monkey boy. The rubber man himself. And guys, what is there to say? He's Luffy. He is such a great inspiration. He may not be smart in the head. He may not be book smart. He may not be street smart. But if there is anything he is, it is emotionally smart. His emotional intelligence is through the roof, all right? It reaches past Sky Island, all the way past the moon, and to infinity and beyond. He always knows the right thing to say, the right thing to do, to motivate someone, to help someone when they're in a pinch. He knows about it all, and he is a wonderful, amazing human being. He is the center of the show, the main character. He is the S tier in the Pirates, Monkey D. Luffy. And you know, there's a part of me that just, this series was so good. There's a part of me that thinks that he won't become King of the Pirates by the end of it. Just because there's been at least one famous shonen manga where the character did not become the thing you think he would by the end. And not because I don't think Luffy deserves it or doesn't deserve it. I just think that maybe Oda will write someone else to be the king. But there's also a chance he might just become King of the Pirates. I think he will. But there's a small part of me that says maybe he won't, but I want him to. And I want all of our Straw Hat crew to be remembered forever and forever in the history of One Piece universe. And what I have as a question for each and every one of you, do you think we're going to get a new crewmate by the end of Wano? And if so, who do you think it is? You get to pick one only. Let me know down below in the comments. And if you liked what you saw, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and we'll see you all next time. Hey everyone, thanks for watching the tier list from my Monday stream. If you want to join in live, click the link to my Twitch channel in the description. If you liked the video, please click that like button. And if you want to see more, click that subscribe button. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day.